Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're tackling a topic that is literally everywhere right now. But honestly, it's wildly misunderstood. We're going to completely separate the flashy sci-fi AI hype from the real, gritty back-office operations that are actually generating measurable ROI in 2026 e-commerce. So if you're tired of hearing about robots writing poetry and you want to know how the smartest brands are actually protecting their gross margins while they sleep, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. $4.4 trillion. That's trillion with a T. According to McKinsey's research on generative AI's economic potential, this technology could unlock up to $4.4 trillion in annual value across all industries. And retail? Well, it's one of the absolute highest impact sectors out there. In fact, analysts project that the global AI and retail market alone is going to exceed $45 billion by 2032. That is not experimental, play-around budget money. That is core tech stack, production-scale investment. The financial stakes are massive, which is exactly why we need to understand where that value is actually being captured.
Section 1. Beyond the AI hype, the architectural shift. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where that value lives. Think of AI like a massive iceberg. We only really see the visible features up on the storefront, but the real power, it's the massive architectural shift beneath the surface. Back in the pre-2022 days, what we call rule-based AI, it was all about rigid keyword matching and these clunky decision trees. If a customer searched for something even slightly outside your exact taxonomy, the whole system just broke down. But jump to 2026 generative AI, which is built on transformer-based large language models like GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Instead of blindly looking for the keyword parka, the model uses semantic understanding. Actually, scratch that. It's more like intent mapping. It understands the natural language sentence, picking on warmth rating, fit, and price bracket all at once. It's the total game changer between a system that scans for words and a system that truly understands what your customer actually means.
Section 2. The 3 functional layers.
So, how does this new semantic understanding practically apply across an entire e-commerce business? It essentially breaks down into a specific framework where AI operates across 3 functional layers. First up, we've got synthesis. This is the AI generating product copy, crafting email sequences, or whipping up localized FAQs from raw supplier data. Second is understanding. This is where the AI parses messy natural language queries, reads through hundreds of customer reviews to spot trends, or decodes those chaotic, unstructured return notes. But really pay attention to that third slice, action, triggering pricing rules, auto-reordering, adjusting fulfilling logic on the fly. Action is where most merchants are severely underinvested right now, yet it's exactly where the absolute greatest financial leverage lives.
Section 3. Front stage AI shopping wins.
Before we plunge into that deep execution layer, let's start by looking at the tip of the iceberg, the visible, shopper-facing features. Now, what's really interesting about this matrix is how these abstract AI capabilities are anchored directly to concrete business metrics. We aren't just talking about cool, shiny features here, we're talking about the P&L. For example, when you apply generative AI to product discovery through semantic search, you are directly impacting the sessions to purchase rate. When you use AI in visual commerce for virtual try-ons, your core metric to watch is the return rate. This right here is your cheat sheet for proving ROI. You literally map the use case directly to the metric that proves it works.
Let's look at some brands proving this right now. Amazon's Rufus is a prime example of semantic search. It parses natural language so shoppers can ask complex comparison questions instead of fighting with 50 different sidebar checkboxes. Then you've got Shopify Sidekick representing guided selling, which is basically an AI personal shopper that asks contextual questions to prevent decision paralysis. And over in visual commerce, brands like Sephora and Birkenstock are using AR virtual try-ons. When a customer can visually simulate trying on a makeup shade or a pair of shoes, their purchase confidence absolutely skyrockets, and those incredibly costly return rates plummet.
Section 4. The missing execution layer.
Those front stage wins are fantastic, for sure, but we need to shift our focus below the surface into the gritty back office realities. I want you to really think about this question. Is your AI just a very expensive to-do list? Because man, here is the trap so many brands fall into. You can have the sharpest AI on the world, spotting margin risks and inventory gaps all day long, but if a human being still has to manually log in, approve, and execute every single one of those AI recommendations, you haven't really automated your business at all. Your thinking got incredibly fast, sure, but your doing stayed just as painfully slow as it was in 2022.
So the crucial point is that insights absolutely must land in an automated execution layer. If they don't, they're just expensive decorations on a dashboard. Look, in a fast-moving store, a 24-hour delay in updating a price to match a supplier's cost change can quietly cost you thousands in lost margin. The whole game in 2026 is compressing the time between a data signal being recognized by the AI and the actual action your business takes on it.
Section 5. Back Office Automation in Action.
Let's move to and see how this builds in a real-world scenario. Imagine it's a Tuesday at 2 a.m. Step 1. Your dropship supplier quietly raises their cost on a best-selling item by 7%. Everyone on your team is sound asleep. Yesterday, you would have sold at a loss for 3 days until someone finally checked a margin report. But today, Step 2, the AI instantly flags the margin risk. Step 3, the generative model reads the market, sees that your competitors are priced higher, and drafts a 9% price increase. And Step 4, the magic step, the automated execution layer instantly pushes that new price live across all your listings. The crisis was completely solved in 90 seconds with zero human attention.
To make that 2 a.m. miracle happen, you need a platform that connects the AI's brain directly to the store's muscle. For dropshipping, pairing your AI with a platform like eSync covers this entire execution chain. It handles rapid product importing so you can ride trends instantly. It performs that vital real-time stock and price monitoring. It executes smart repricing rules so your margins are always protected. And it even handles auto-ordering, literally placing the supplier order the instant a customer buys. This is how you turn AI recommendations instantly into revenue. Section 6. Avoiding Costly AI Traps. Now, before we all run off and hand the keys of our business entirely over to the algorithms, let's come back up for air. We need a grounded, pragmatic look at the caveats of rolling this out, because there are absolutely traps waiting for you. Here is your sane rollout strategy. First, do not try to reinvent your whole business overnight. Just pick one measurable problem, like review summaries, and start there. Second, you have got to clean your data first. If your catalog is a swamp of blank supplier fields, you need to drain that swamp before you add AI. Garbage AI in literally means garbage AI out. Third, set hard guardrails. Always keep a human kill switch for anything involving money, big disputes, or legal risk. And finally, watch out for hallucinated specs, where the AI confidently invents a product dimension out of thin air, or pricing spirals, where two competing bots chase each other's prices all the way down to the floor.
I honestly want this quote etched into the wall of every single e-commerce operator's office. The highest ROI use cases are boring and repetitive. We've seen it throughout this entire explainer. The real wins aren't robots writing flowery, unreadable prose about backpacks. No way. The real wins are margin protection on autopilot. They're automated review summaries that pull the clear signal from the noise. They're support agents plugged into your logistics data that intercept those annoying Wizmo, "Where's my order?" tickets before a human ever even has to read them. Boring is profitable.
Which brings us to our final thought. As we look at the landscape of 2026, you really have to ask yourself, will your brand be the one that bolts on the most flashy AI features just to say you have them? Or will you be the brand that quietly, ruthlessly wired AI into your actual operations? The winners in e-commerce aren't going to just sprinkle AI on their storefronts. They're going to make it invisible by connecting it so deeply to automated workflows that it just becomes the way they do business. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now go take a look at your back office and see where the real leverage is waiting.